Hello viewers and welcome to 1 to 10, the beer reviewing show where we review a beer after 1 and then again after 10. I'm Daniel Thompson.
Mark!
And this week we're reviewing Bud-Weiser.
In a can. It's Canamaniacs, it's a show.
I'm sad.
Watch it.
So this is our first can. I've just cracked in. Nice pop. I love the sound. I live for the sound. No.
Yeah.
It's got like a sickly aftertaste of like fake sugar.
I get what you mean. Is that
There's something that happens and you're like, oh, that's Bud-Weiser.
it seems like a little bit metallic, or like
There's definitely a metallic thing going on. It's very fizzy. Full disclosure, viewers, these cans were provided to us by the lovely people at the Market Bar in Drogheda.
Bar. Thank you very much, Legend.
So this is our first.
Thank you very much, Colette. Oh yeah,
Thumbs up.
Market Bar. Drink
Market
pints
Bar.
there. Guinness.
Dude.
They probably serve Budweiser. Maybe not out of a can. They probably have it on draft.
Because they're cool.
They do have it on draft.
But
Nice
for keeping together the trope of how much the cans cost, we priced these in Tesco.
We did.
And it was, I think was it 25 for 24?
It was 24 cans for 25. Yeah. Look.
Well, this may not be a fact, but this is what I believe to be true. Guinness in this country is made to a really, really strict standard in terms of the water content of the barley that they like roast to make Guinness. And so everybody who makes barley in Ireland brings their barley to Guinness to have it tested. And so if it's in the right range, Guinness will pay like good money for the right kind of barley.
Top dollar.
And then things that aren't as good, they will use for their other beers, like Hop House 13 or like their exports or like just the other beers.
So you're wondering how far down the rungs is Budweiser?
But what I'm saying is, I believe the ones that won't make eat the scratch for the great stuff for Guinness, the good stuff for the beer, the dirt barley, I believe is used to make Budweiser.
Slap bang. I mean, correct us if you work for Guinness and you're like, that's a lie.
That is spurious lies.
Yeah, if it's
But I believe that the bad barley is used to make this. Yeah, that's generally.
Just say meow meow.
Yeah.
So continue that.
I like fish and I like chicken. Meow 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 meow.
It's a little meow meow.
Just to reiterate for some of our new sexy beers, the way we review the first can is based on if you were only to have one beer at some occasion or at some event, how would you feel about it being that beer? I'm actually going to give this higher than I thought I was before we did this episode. Ooh, sorry, a lot of wind. I am going to go 4 out of 10. I think it's slightly below average, and I think maybe it's just a here in Ireland thing, but I think here in Europe generally, cheap beer, we're kind of spoiled that like our lagers are actually quite good. Mark, what would you like to give the beer out of 10?
5 out of 10.
It's the average.
It's average. I wouldn't be upset if someone gave that to me. I wouldn't be
Disappointed.
overjoyed. Like, I'd just be like, yeah, it's grand.
That is a beer.
That is average, yeah. That is like the epitome of average beer. It's just like, yeah, it's grand.
That's what you should put in the can, not the king of beer, the epitome of average beer. So we've been on a bit of a health kick since Canamaniacs has launched because we watched the first couple of episodes and we were really fat.
Yeah, we had fat bastard syndrome going on. Yeah.
So we've taken up running, we've been calorie restricting. I've been calorie restricting for a couple of months.
Obviously not calorie restricting today. Today's the cheat day.
Oh, cheat day.
We don't even get real cheat days. We just have Canamaniacs Day.
Mark learned what calorie tracking was this week.
I know.
And was deeply upset.
It's not good. It's not good at all. Calories are a thing that there are thousands of in every drop of fucking grain of rice. A drop?
Grain of rice.
Every drop of grain of rice. Calories are everywhere, and things that I thought were not calorific are calorific, and things that I thought I was like, oh yeah, I'm eating healthy now, that's grand. And then you look it up and you go, oh, I can't eat any more food for the rest of the day. And what even is more troubling is when you look up the calories in cans.
Oh.
So I can either have dinner or I can have like 2 beers. That's my options.
Seriously, viewers, if any of you are at home, are like, oh, I need to lose a little bit of weight. First thing is kick the beer. Like, Jesus Christ, if you can kick the beer.
Or just restrict it responsibly to 1 day and then film it and put it on the internet.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
So I was home a couple of weeks ago, because obviously we're still in like the COVID lockdown. And I'm the oldest of 6 kids, so like, I have a huge family. And I'm sitting around asking, because they've seen the first few episodes of the show, and I was like, could anyone here, including my mom and her partner, who were there, could you drink like 10 cans of beer? and present a show. And none of them said that they could even drink 10 cans. And like some of my brothers drink. There's a fitness to this. We're athletes.
We practice.
So that's why like we're on diets and doing our running. Because this is an athletic exercise.
Yeah.
I'm not good at downing beer. I'm not good at really downing anything. I'm kind of more of a steady drinker. Like I can drink for like 12 or 14 hours, but I can't like drink a lot in a short space of time. Scully is not one of my skills, so I'm going to receive some coaching here from our drinking Buddha here.
No, so we were talking there like
apparently I
throwback fight, whereas like I think in some of it like you're angling like here.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be awful for you. That's
Why
like,
is that awful?
You're like sucking fucking suds into your mouth. Like you need to tilt it back.
I don't know.
The can's doing the work, and your neck's just doing swallowing. That's all you have to do. Like it's like.
All right, I'll give it a go. Instantly poured beer all over my own face. Do you see how that went? Instantly, just soaked my own shit.
Forgot to breathe in. That's a bad one.
No, it's just beer. I'm not crying. It's just fucking. I just poured a load of beer in my face.
I'll let you suffer for a minute there. I'm gonna hop straight in there. So that was surprisingly easy to sculpt. I did fuck up there though, where I didn't. I forgot to breathe. 40 seconds?
Including gap.
Okay, that's not too bad. While I was doing that, I forgot to breathe.
Don't care.
I forgot to breathe, which didn't help my case. I think I probably could have done the Bud-Weiser in one. I think I'm gonna have to give it actually super high because that was definitely one of the easy ones. 9 out of 10.
Ooh. I'm gonna give that a 8.
Yeah.
It's bottle versus can versus draft for Bud-Weiser because it's so ubiquitous. So I put like bottle Bud-Weiser at the top. I think I'd maybe even put can second and draft third. I really don't like draft.
Yeah, no, I 100% think the same. I'd be the same.
I think it has even less flavour. It's even more fizzy. It's often served like ice cold, so you can taste the.
That's
fuck all
always alarm bells whenever I see like the ice.
So I've just cracked can 6. Mark's also cracking can 6. How much would you charge for Budweiser on tap? It depends where your pub is, because like overheads are the main cost of a pub. You're always going to make your money on beer, but labour and location.
Okay,
is
so
the big deal.
Okay, I'm going to put out Budweiser as free because Budweiser would have to give me free beer for me to have it in my pub. Is that fair?
No. It dodges all of the difficulty of that question.
€5. Alright, €5 for a pint of Budweiser.
Ooh. We are just finishing can 6. You know that means that we are coming into our bang for buck rating. And as we worked out, it's €1 and like maybe like 5 or 6 cents per can. At the price that we quoted it from Tesco's, because as you know, this was a sponsored episode by the Market Bar in Drogheda. Sexy
Come
fucking
down,
pub.
bring your friends. As soon as all this COVID ends, you can have all kinds of pints once they're on tap. And if they're not, well then you
can't
just
have them.
fuck off out the back.
Also, the Guinness in the Market Bar is fucking great.
Top notch.
Yeah, it's so
Top
good.
notch.
I am going to give Budweiser for bang for a buck. I know it's really cheap, but I still think you can do better at the price point. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. It's slightly better than the average. I think you can pay more money and get less good beer because of the volume in which we buy. But for that price point, you can still like have a few steals.
I'll hop in there as
6
well.
out of 10 is my rating for bang for buck.
I think that's fair. I think you're reasonable. What I'll also say is Pratsky, lads. Anyway, shut up for a minute. 6 can review. Fuck, the skullabilities knocked me for 6. I did not expect it to be this high. I will give for a 6-pack.
For a 6-pack.
For the price we could have had. Thank you very much, Market Bar. That was real good. I'll give it a 7. I will give Budweiser a 7 out of 10 because like I feel
I'm
very
surprised because you do
I
not like
hate
Budweiser.
I shouldn't say that, but
That is still 2 points above average.
I resent Budweiser. I had a few times where people have given me Budweiser and it's been dog shit.
Like Budweiser, as you have seen from our earlier ratings, is not a terrible beer, but the arrogance of
Not
the
at all.
can needs to dial it down.
So yeah, there's a very famous Budweiser out of the Galloping Horses, which I wasn't there when it was first on. Like,
No, of course you weren't there when it was first
like
recorded.
the early like 90s or whatever.
It's from the 70s, I'd say.
For when it was advertised over here though, because Budweiser was late coming to Ireland.
I have no idea.
Budweiser made a big push towards Ireland in like the late 80s, 90s because there was there was a very short, there was a very small group of beers that had the monopoly over it. We're talking about Heineken, we're talking about Carlsberg. So Heineken was the first beer in Ireland that wasn't Irish. That was like
I didn't know
on top.
I did not
in
know
every
that.
like on a regular basis. Like Heineken were like, oh, this is this whole market we never reached. And then the first of the American beers to come through was Budweiser, and Budweiser came in like around the late 80s, 90s, and with a big push towards country music, which was really popular in Ireland.
It's really interesting that you thought that Budweiser is linked to country music, because I would not have made that connection.
In Ireland though, not like.
But I don't know. I don't know enough about that.
So country music became really popular generally, like worldwide, particularly in like the late 80s, 90s. We have our like Garth Brooks as an example. Why is Garth Brooks famous? Not because he's a good musician, because country music was so popular at the time. He was like the rock star version of country music, say. And like so, you would notice that like a lot of people in their like late 30s, early 40s drink
Would wear a cowboy hat
Budweiser
at every event.
every single time. They just cannot wear enough of it. But I know like it's a bit beyond our generation. It's a few years ahead, I feel. Alright, viewers, Danny's just gone for piss. I'm gonna neck this beer, so Danny's behind, so let's try to chase me for the rest of the thing. Let's do it.
I can't believe how quickly you drank, Kenny. I'm still on 8. Mark has finished his 8. Sorry, 9.
Sorry, fuck.
Holy shit. Mark Hughes is very annoyed about my level of hiccups.
No, I'm not. Why would you say that?
For the viewers at home.
Complete gaslighting.
It seems like there's some level of dynamism.
I'm glad that Danny is taking it. It shows signs of humanity, and I appreciate it.
I have very little humanity to me.
Well, that's why I'm glad that I've seen
Yeah,
hiccups.
I need
like,
the hiccups.
finally you're back being a human being, but like, sure, look at it.
So we started at 2:04 and 6:43. That's actually very quick for drinking this many cans. So maybe it's something about us speeding through them. But holy shit! So the wow factor. How do you feel? First of all,
I feel good. Like as in, like I enjoy it. I joined the band with Danny. Enjoy the band with Kira. Like as in,
drink cans with good friends. That's actually the key to wow factor rating.
Have mates, basically.
Have friends.
It's just like it's like. Why not hang out with your mates while you're drinking? You feel pretty good about it. I do feel real good. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
For wow factor.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because that 4.3 creeps up in you like a
it
motherfucker.
Does.
Like
what I will say is like
there
you'd
is
be
no comparison between.
You'd be amazed. Like so, we've done some 4% beers. We've done 4.2 and 4.3. You'd be amazed at the 10 can, the difference that makes. Like 4% versus 4.3 at a 10 can level is a different drink.
I feel super
I didn't think it would be that way when we started the show.
Yeah, Danny, come here to me. Give us a hug. I appreciate it. I need it.
It's a different game though.
Kira, come here.
This is what 10 cans does to you. I desperately need to go for a piss and come back. But I think while I'm gone for a piss, you should give what your... So you've already given your well can rating, but what your 10 can rating is.
What was my well can rating?
You didn't give a number.
I can't remember what I gave, But retroactively, you'll see that. And then currently, well, whatever, 10 camera rating, I will give 8 out of 10. Because it's 4.3. I'm rickety wrecked. Danny, I am not compass mentis. I am a mess.
Yeah, but I love you.
Oh no! Oh no! It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hold on.
Wait, we gotta pretend I drank that.
No,
there's nothing else we can do for the show. That was your fault. You knocked that.
No, I did not.
I didn't touch any of it.
Mess.
Yeah, but I love you. Oh, hold on a second. I didn't touch any of that. It's not me.
Danny, in fairness, you had like 100 milliliters. You had like this much, but like.
But I didn't touch that. I did not knock that over.
Kira, can we please go back in the footage? Mess.
Yeah, but I love you. Oh, come on.
To watch Danny knock that over.
I did not knock that over.
So we can have no disagreement in the fact that
I did not knock that over.
You knocked that over.
I did not. Sorry, I did not.
It was out of love. It was out of love. You want to give me a hug and then you end up knocking it over. It's
I
fine.
did not knock that over.
Hold
Show
on
me
a
the
sec.
footage.